Have you ever felt this?
You want to rise by ability, but the real wall is not ability. It is who gets to hand you the entrance ticket. More than 1,000 years ago, China built a machine to answer that question. It made people believe the door was still open. Later, Europe saw this machine too. But what Europe truly noticed, was it really the exam itself? In this episode, we follow 3 questions. Why can a narrow door hold people's dissatisfaction? Why did Europe pay attention to this door? And was it opportunity or a machine? First, we kill the obvious version. This is not a simple story of civilizational pride. Not China had an advanced system and Europe later copied it. That version is too smooth, so smooth that it has no pain. The part worth watching is not how many people succeeded, but how many people believed that success still had a legal path. That sentence is cold, because when a system wants to stabilize people, it does not have to satisfy everyone. It only has to make people believe the next chance may still be mine. The door is open, so people wait. That is the first function of the Imperial exams. It keeps dissatisfaction inside the system. A person without high birth once faced family status, bloodline, connections, things one cannot change. But the exams moved the entrance to paper. The paper was not kind either. It could filter you out, exhaust you, make you pour a life into it, but at least it offered an explanation. Not that you were born without qualification, but that you had not yet passed. That difference is enormous. It turns despair into waiting. But once waiting becomes long enough, it becomes another kind of trap. So why would Europe still look at it? The answer begins with the worse alternative. Europe did not notice the exams because they were perfect, but because bloodline and patronage were worse. Once a state becomes more complex, it does not only need people born correctly, it needs people who can handle documents, accounts, rules, and local administration. If offices are always distributed by family and connections, the state machine becomes dull. At that point, exams change meaning. They are not only testing knowledge, they are changing the entrance from who knows whom to who passes the procedure. Procedures can create new unfairness too. The rich can buy time, those with resources can buy teachers, those familiar with the rules can win more easily. But it still changes the question. The old question was, whose child are you? The new question becomes, can you pass the same test? Do not call this fairness too quickly. It is more like a machine. It does not promise to save everyone. It only ensures everyone sees the same entrance. This is what Europe found interesting. Not the beauty of essays, not the solemnity of exam halls, but that access to power could be rewritten by procedure. But this Chinese door, how did it enter European debate?
In 19th century British civil service reform,
there was a key document, the 1854 Northcote Trevelyan Report. It pushed British civil service reform toward examination, open competition, and appointment by merit. Here we must be precise. Britain did not copy the Chinese exams whole. Europe was not suddenly awakened by China alone. Institutional transfer is never a straight line. But the Chinese examination system did enter British discussions. Missionaries, merchants, and diplomats introduced China's official selection system to Europe. British parliamentary debates on civil service exams also referred to China's examination system. What they saw was not simply essay writing, but a possibility. Office did not have to belong naturally to birth. That sentence carried weight because what it challenged was not one aristocrat, but an entire logic of entry. So what Europe took was not the pain of Chinese candidates, but the cold method behind the system. Make access to power look open, comparable, repeatable. That is the modernity of the exams, and also their danger, because once everyone accepts the same door, even those outside it are governed by it. So this machine, how does it exhaust people? The harshest part of the Imperial exams is not that it causes pain, but that it gives pain meaning. At this point, the machine needs a face. In the scholars, there is Fan Jin, still taking exams at 54. He is poor, looked down on, yet he still stakes his life on that door. Then he finally passes, and when the news arrives, he goes mad. This is literature. But why did it stay in cultural memory? Because Fan Jin gives the word exhaustion a human face. This is not only madness, it is the system's language suddenly coming true. The door is open, so failure is not the end, only that your turn has not arrived. That sentence can save people, and it can trap people, because it pulls anger back inward. You no longer only ask why the door is so narrow. You start asking why you have not squeezed through. This is the psychology of the narrow door. It turns resistance to fate into preparation for the next chance. It turns resentment into effort inside order. The machine filters people, and it houses dissatisfaction. That is why the exams cannot simply be condemned. They did give a path, and they cannot simply be praised. They did consume lives. It was a narrow door, and also a machine. Europe saw the door. China later saw the machine more clearly. The easiest misunderstanding about modern institutions is right here. The more open the procedure looks, the more people believe the result is naturally legitimate. But procedure only decides how people line up at the entrance. It does not guarantee that everyone stands on the same ground. This is the problem the exams left behind. After the door opens, who counts the cost of waiting? So how should we judge it in the end? The complexity of the Imperial exams lies here. They were not pure light and not pure darkness. They tore a crack in birth-based privilege and made ordinary people believe fate could change. That was real achievement. But they also pushed countless people under one measure and made them give a life to one narrow door. That was real damage. Europe studied it not because it was perfect, but because birth-based selection was worse. Chinese critics later attacked it not because they failed to understand it. Quite the opposite. The people who attacked it often came through that very door. The people who understand a machine best are often those it has filtered. Fan Jin went mad the moment he passed. He had waited for a lifetime. The door finally opened, but he was no longer himself. So here is the question. Which frightens you more? A narrow door or no door at all? Tomorrow, we talk about collective punishment and why a net can become so tight that even the thought of running disappears. If you want to know more history buried by time, follow Hangshi.